Instagram, there you are. Now you're Facebook, you're Instagram. We're having some technical troubles. I'm Donna Hoffman. It's good to be here with you. Welcome to our Facebook Live, our Instagram Live. They call me the Interior Design Advocate because I am on a one-woman crusade, well, really with my team, a team-wide crusade to wipe out design frustration, to eliminate that ugly room, that room that's driving you crazy, to wipe out strain and stress if you've just moved. I know this is the time of year a lot of you are still moving into your new homes. If you got a whole home to design, you're in the right place. They've called me the #1 design coach in the country as well because I have empowered thousands of women to totally turn your results around. And every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern, I love to come out here, chat with you to see how you're doing, teach a lesson. We stop what we're doing at our luxury design company. Here at our company, we design homes privately for clients, whether they want one room done or multi-rooms or a whole home or design build or a vacation home or primary residence. But we love to do our teaching where we're inspiring and guiding women across the United States. So it's so good to be with you. And also beyond the US, women are finding us as well. So today's topic is called Check Yourself Before You Wreck Yourself. Yes, check yourself before you wreck yourself in design. What do I see design lovers, design enthusiasts, what do I see you doing that is driving your project off the rails and also limiting your beautiful results or stopping your beautiful results? And I even see young designers making these problems and even stagers who are young to the industry making these problems. And I know we have women from all community types of backgrounds joining us. So that's why I love being able to be out here to help you. So what do I mean by check yourself before you wreck yourself? Well, there are a couple of overdoing things that are getting in your way and disempowering you. And definitely, I'd love to invite you to type into me, either Instagrammers or Facebookers, type to me in the comment section and tell me where you think you go off the rails in your project as I name the top 3 that I see. #1, I see a lot of overthinking happening. A ton of overthinking, meaning you're going back and you are revisiting a decision again and again and again. You picked out your new kitchen tile, but you're going back and rethinking it. You're waking up at 2 in the morning and rethinking your cabinet color, and then you're rethinking that fabric you picked out for your master bedroom, or you're rethinking the bedding you picked out for your son's room. You keep rethinking things. So because you keep going back and rethinking and re-evaluating over and over every decision, nothing gets done. You move like you're slogging through mud, you get frustrated, and then you just lose all your energy on it. I had a great mentor in design, and she's taught me, Donna, just like business, once you make a decision, you move forward onto the next one. In point of fact, guys, it's perfectly possible if you found the perfect drapery fabric for your, I don't know, your dining room. It's perfectly possible that with all the options out there, you could go search some more and find another perfectly fabulous dining room drapery fabric. Why do that? Why put yourself through that? Once you found something that you love, that works with everything else in the room, that works with your open concept space, or that works with adjoining spaces, that's it. Move on. You have to run a company the same way. You make a decision on Monday, Monday morning, you move forward into Monday afternoon. If you keep going back and rethinking and doubting and re-examining and rethinking, nothing moves forward. I went to a condolence call yesterday, and I was in a home that never got finished. And the homeowners have lived there a long time. If you are sensitive to the way your surroundings feel, and I know most of you are, which is why you are spending time with me in my online courses or here in my Facebook Lives every Tuesday at 4 p.m., if you're sensitive to the way your environment feels, an undone environment, an unfinished room is not ever going to feel good to you. It will never feel warm, inviting, charming. I don't care what your design style is. Finish one room. Get it done before you move on to that next, whether it's a facelift you're finishing or finishing designing, filling a room for the first time. Better to pool your energy. Don't overthink those design decisions so you can move forward to the next and the next and the next and get it done. So one check yourself before you wreck yourself piece of guidance for you is stop overthinking and revisiting things over and over and over again. The next thing is over designing. Yes, I see design lovers doing this. I see young designers doing it. I see stagers doing it. What do I mean by over designing? You have a beautiful room, or you have a room you're working on, And because you're not working with a clear plan, you just keep throwing another yada yada into it. It's another pillow, it's another plant, it's another accessory, it's another table. Oh, the tables, they're like tribbles, right? Another sidearm table. It's just another thing, another embellishment. So eventually you have these spaces that are so packed and nothing is breathing. Negative space in design, and negative space means space that's not filled with anything. Negative space is as important in design to a great feeling room as positive space or filled space is. You have to know when to just stop. I'll tell you what, as a designer, I sometimes say to my window work room when I'm working on something, I'll say, Mary, stop me if I'm over designing here, because this is the look I'm going for in this room. Kind of rustic, or we're kind of farmhouse, we're kind of glam, but I want to really be careful where I'm directing my eye. So sometimes adding that one extra embellishment, not good to do. So what I'd like you to do to help you stop over designing, step back for that room that you're working on, again, whether it's a facelift or you're doing something from scratch, and ask yourself, what's my A player, my star player in this room? What are my backup singers? You can't have a million soloists in the chorus. Yeah, you need the soloist and then the chorus, the backup singers. You need Gladys Knight, then you need the Pips. Everybody can't be Gladys, right? You need some Pips in the room. So stop over designing, filling your rooms with just another item without any rhyme or reason to it. And I'll tell you what, I see this a lot with accessorization too. And I want to tell you right now that accessories are a very strategic and meaningful thought for any good designer working on her room, any good design lover working on a room. Every accessory has a reason for being in that space. There is line, form, color, weight. There's a reason for everything being in your room. And if you can't justify why something is in your room, it doesn't belong there. It's either very beautiful or very functional, but within beauty, you should be able to justify the design strategy or the design logic. Here at the Interior Design Advocate, we are all about design strategy, because that is how you make beautiful things happen in design. All right, so back to check yourself before you wreck yourself. Stop over designing, stop overthinking, last over. And I do want to see comments from you, and I welcome them. If you want to tell me where you think you are driving yourself into the design ditch, where you're getting wrecked in design, by all means, let me know, because I'm curious to see if any of you have certain things in common. But the last thing I would share with you that I see a lot of design enthusiasts doing, overspending. Yep. Even when you have a really tight budget, I see you overspending because you're not controlling the total spend of item to item to item to item. Overspending in a project will always shut down a project. Not to mention it's going to cause locking horns with your significant other. That's never fun. But when you overspend in a design project, it makes you feel completely out of control. Then the project shuts down, loses all its steam, and you have this half-baked cake. You have a room that never quite finished. Kind of like the rooms I was seeing in the home I was doing a condolence call in last night. And trust me, I don't go into homes. If I'm not paid to look at it, I don't look at it. But it didn't feel warm and cozy. And when one of my other relatives, one of my children actually said to me, Mom, it doesn't really feel comfortable here. Why is that? I said, because the rooms aren't done. They're not finished. There's a lot of dangling participles, a lot of unmade decisions here. So when you run out of budget on something, you have these unfinished spaces or half cobbled together spaces. I'd love to see you instead take whatever your spend is, turn it into a power budget. That's something I teach in one of my workshops and in one of my courses, so that you have a line item projection on every single item. So you know exactly where your total project will land. And if it means you have to phase your project, that's fine. If you don't have the dollars together to do the whole project now, don't worry about that. That's not what I'm talking about. Because if you decide I'm going to do this, I don't know, master bedroom facelift in 3 phases, and when we have the dollars for phase 2, that's when I'll do it, no problem. But at least you'll know that there is a clear strategic decision and path guiding you, as opposed to blew it, went over budget, couldn't go for the XYZ. I got frustrated, my hubs got frustrated, nothing else is happening, okay? So overspending happens from ignoring or trying to ignore the budget, not controlling the budget. overthinking design decisions shuts you down when you're constantly revisiting things. And then what was my other over designing? Ugh, hate the way that looks. Those spaces that are just completely overdone. Hey, somebody open a window. Feels like we can't even breathe in here. All righty. So if you have anything to add to the conversation about where you are falling off the tracks, feel free. And I'd love to take 1 or 2 questions on your projects as well. So I'm just going to see what kind of comments are out there. Getting a lot of hellos from people. Jamie is saying, great to see you. Great to see you too, Jamie. Jamie's going to jump into an interior design software that I recommended on DGS. Wish you luck. Oh, Jamie is probably talking about trying the Minutes Matter design program. That's awesome. Good for you. And I'll tell you what, a lot of that is a paid program to do space planning. It's a great, great program. I think it's fairly user-friendly, but it does have cost involved with it. But good luck with that, Jamie. I can't wait to see what you do in our private groups. But also, a lot of my students talk about Icovia as a great free option to do space planning. So I share that with you as well. Jerry's saying hello. Diana's saying hello. Hi, guys. Sudabe has just joined. Sudabe is saying, overthinking, you hit it right on the head. That's me. Hi, Donna. Hi, Sud. Rachel is saying, yes, yes, yes on overthinking. Sylvia is saying, I'm so happy to join the live today. Thanks, Sylvia. I'm glad you're here too. Jamie is saying that she's stuck on the rethinking hamster wheel. Jamie, I don't want to hear that, because I know, Jamie, you were learning strategy with me because I know you're one of my students. That's the beauty of strategy. When you have strategy, you lean into that strategy and you don't have to then you know that you have an actual path with a safety net under it guiding you in your decisions. So you don't have to get into that overthinking crazy train that we all can get on when we don't have strategy behind us in any area of life, right? So, and Jamie, you know too that with our courses, you have a private Facebook group to rely on. So if you are stuck between decisions, what I want you to do is narrow it down to the top 2 or 3 decisions. And the way you do that is you look at your tile samples, and you find the one tile that you love, and then you look at the other 2 and you ask yourself, is option B better or as good as option A? The answer is no, you toss it. If the answer is yes, you keep it in your top 3 selection. Then you go to your next tile option for this bathroom, let's say we're designing. And you look at that next tile option, you say, okay, is this as good as or better than A or B? If it's not as good as or better, toss it. Get yourself to that top 3, and then you start to wheedle down from there. And Jamie, you can post pictures in our private group because you are in the inner sanctum being part of our courses. So hopefully that'll help you there too. Kathy sending me a giant smiley face. Back to you there, Kathy. Good to see you. Rachel is saying it's difficult to stop overthinking when you know that you will need to live with certain choices for many years. You're right, Rachel. And that is why I have undertaken at the Interior Design Advocate to start this brand where I teach the courses that I do, because they're not just random idea courses. All the courses I teach have complete path, complete start to finish strategy so that you get somewhere, so you finish something. Because when you know strategy, then you can reach that point of completion and you're not worried anymore of, oh my gosh, am I gonna make the wrong decision? You have strategy behind you. If all you're doing, Rachel, is relying on Pinterest and House and Instagram and ripping out one more picture from a magazine, good luck to you. I had a professor who would say, good luck to you, bleep, bleep in the middle. But he was a tough professor, but he called it like he saw it. Good luck. If you are relying on piecemeal information gathering and gathering pictures, you will always be on the hamster wheel overthinking. Once you have a clear strategic path, which is what to do, why you're doing it, how to do it, when to do it, that's strategy from A to Z, then you will get off that hamster wheel really fast. And Rachel, I apologize. I don't know if you're in one of my courses or not. If you are, I apologize. But if you haven't taken Decorating Genius, you ought to think about it, because I just saw a thread in my private group for Decorating Genius, and I teach something in that course called design fingerprint. Oh my gosh, I couldn't believe my students were talking about how amazingly empowering the design fingerprint is, because it tells you who you are in design. You see it, and all my peeps in there are saying, I never knew that about myself, or I never knew I like this, or I never knew I like that. And once you have your design fingerprint, oh my gosh, decision making becomes real fast. So I believe in that process so much. Jamie's saying, yes, been there. You should have seen your previous decor. Got it. Elisa is rethinking. Jamie likes my analogies. Diane is saying, wish I knew how to do French country. Diane, if you want to learn about a particular style, that's where I would recommend you get, go to Barnes and Nobles, look for something within a particular style. Go to Pinterest, look within that style, and start to take notes on what the elements are that you see of that style. That's the best thing I can tell you in a quick Facebook Live, okay? But there are certain colors that you're going to need. There are certain shapes you're going to need. When I say shapes, I mean the silhouettes of furniture, the shapes of furniture. That's really what makes a design style, right? It's the color, it's the line, meaning the shapes involved, which goes from furniture to accessorization, textures as well, figurine as well, right? You don't see a lot of shiny, there's no like shiny silver in French country, and there's no acrylic or lucite legs in country, right? So start taking notes for yourself, Diane, on what you're seeing as common thematics on that, okay? I'm being told 2 final questions. Here we go. Okay. Marie Crumby is saying, is two groups of 3 accessories on each side of a fireplace mantle overdoing it? It could be. I might want to break that symmetry, maybe do a 3 on one side, a 2 on the other, a 3 on one side, one big something substantial on one, 2 on one side, and then something large on some, as well. I assume there's something in the middle, like a painting or a picture. Good question. Last question. Okay, Lori's sharing that master bedroom is her difficult spot. The master bedroom is one of the most ignored spots. I was just talking to one of our painters about that. It's like we're so hell-bent on making sure that we're taking care of our family and the common spaces and yada, yada, yada. And then it comes to our private sanctuary and womp, womp, we don't quite get there. Kathy is saying she's guilty of over-designing. How do I draw the line and stop when the space is finished? Tomorrow I'm going to keep studying trends and questions if I should change a certain aspect of the room. All right, Kathy, how do you stop designing when you feel like you're overdoing? You may not like this answer, but I would go into the room and see, and I would ask yourself, remove 3 things. What 3 things can I remove? And remove them, photograph it. What 2 other things could I remove? Then remove 2 things, photograph it, and then look at it, Kathy, and see if you improve the room by creating a little more breadth, a little more restraint, right? Edited restraint. And if the answer is no, I liked it better with everything in it, get back in there and pop more stuff in there, okay? When you know, again, why you have a chair in a room, why you have a certain number of tables around a kitchen table, a certain number of chairs around a kitchen table, why you have a certain size table in your dining room, when you understand the logic of it, some of these over-designed questions just are they're non-issues, because you are so clear in what you need to do that what you shouldn't be doing isn't even on your radar, okay? So as I start to wrap things, I want to let you know that next week we are talking about window treatments, and the name of the Facebook Live is Window Treatments Are Hard as Hell. Window treatments are hard as hell. We're going to be talking about window treatments. I'm excited to be sharing that with you, and I hope you'll join me for that as well. And I also want to let you know that the Design Diva Conference is coming. We had the most exciting thing happen. Well, unfortunately, one of our attendees can't come, and so she just asked if we could raffle off her ticket. We didn't want to raffle it off. We kind of just did a, hey, who wants this ticket? And people dove on that ticket in our private groups, and it was really exciting for me to see. It kind of reminded me of how excited our tribe is, our community is to get together, and it reminded me of my super excitement to be with you in person. I cannot wait. We are pulling out the stops, doing not only some of, I think, our best teaching, but I want you to know it's not just all about the amazing information we're sharing, which is great for design lovers working on your own home, newbie designers, stagers. We're going to make sure there's time to connect. We'll be doing, you know, it's a great lunch together. Day one, we'll be doing an impromptu meetup probably for cocktails after day one. So there's going to be a lot of time, a lot of Q&A, and there are breaks built in. So there's going to be a lot of time to really bond and connect with all the Design Divas in Design Diva fashion. So there it is. All right, lovelies, I'm going to start to wrap it up from here. Next week, window treatments are hard as hell. I'll see you for that. Can't wait. In the meantime, have a great week. Can't wait to see you next week, Tuesday, 4 p.m. right here for a Facebook Live and an Instagram Live. Okay, lovelies, see you next week.